Okay, what's up? It's your boy, Lion Dangerous. And tonight's it's still my story. And tonight's question is describe your family's economic conditions and the other factors that affected your lifestyle. And my father is from a wealthy family. I didn't really I didn't really understand that kind of stuff anyway when I was a kid, but my father's from a wealthy family, and then but he was rebellious. When I was born, we were given a house, and it was like I said, it was my grandpa has a house, and then he owns the house next to it and the house next to it, and he gave us this one, so we're like one thing down, and I don't know what happened. I heard some news stories about it, and they haven't been authenticated yet, so they're just hearsay. But he got kicked. We were kicked out of that house. That's what I heard. That we were kicked out of the house, and that that's when my father and all of us went traveling the U.S. Well, not like just like purposely just driving around traveling the U.S. My father. Then we went to Jersey, but as we were traveling, every time we would just go from one place to the next, and we gradually elevated. We started off poor, like poor, and I mean poor, like poor. And it was weird. Sometimes we would go up and down, up and down. When we were in Jersey, we stayed on Fort Dix, so it's like a military base, so it's like kind of like nice. And then I remember in Utah that I remember my mom going to the church and getting getting free cheese, and us getting the black and white box of cereal and all that stuff, and the government cheese. We had government cheese, and but we gradually, my father, I don't know what he was before, but I know that as a youth, my father went back to school and got his master's, and while he was still working, and I think that was he was going to school on and off, but I think like when we got to Alaska, he really like tried to sit down, try to hurry up and get through it, and we became upper middle class, so. We went from like apartments, staying in apartments, small little apartments. There was apartments where it was just like, I think it was 2 bedroom, but I'm not sure. But I know that we used to stay in tight quarters sometimes, and till we had owned our own homes, and my other class, my dad, my father was. While he was doing that, while he was going to school, he also like was moving up in like regular stuff too. He was, I think he just started in the kitchen at restaurants, and then he went to Chi-Chi's, and then I think he worked himself up to the assistant kitchen manager. So even there, we were kind of like stepping up on it, you know what I mean? And then they were telling him that if you want to go to Alaska, that you could be the kitchen manager of the one in Alaska. My dad's like, shit, pack y'all shit. And I was like, oh shit, man, we about to be going. We're about to be I was a little kid, so I really didn't have an idea of, in my head I just thought it was gonna be like igloos and penguins and stuff like that. So, but before we moved, somehow they asked us to come and just check everything out. So we got to go up there beforehand, and it was still a culture shock. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? But what was cool is that it was all the group from Chi-Chi's. So like I had kind of grew up in a little bit in Chi-Chi's too. I had like birthdays there. I always wanted to have fried ice cream and shit. So like, and I'm the assistant kitchen manager, so you know what I mean? So I would be there. I knew the whole team, especially in the back. Like sometimes he would just bring me to work, and I would just be in the back just chilling. Like, hell, this is my son right here. And I just be there, hey, I heard about you. Like, so, so they both like, so we moved up. They're like working a lot, but also he was going to school. My mom started going back to school too. You know what I mean? My mom started getting. She worked at a company where it was a growing company, and she grew with the company. So we just like, we became like. Some of my friends would say that. My cousin says that he thought we were like the Huxtables, and I know. I maybe because you know what. Also, that it's like okay, because my father is from like a very like, not as they're wealthy, but there's this like class thing. You know what I mean? Like you just do things. You don't have things all looking a mess. You know what I mean? Like you take care of yourself, like just the things, you know what I mean? So when they come to my house is always nice. My dad's not gonna have like a filthy house. He doesn't want that. My mom either. Like there's just really everything's nice, you know what I mean? And when we're not having crazy shit, it's like my dad will play music. He'll come in, my dad's playing music, you know what I mean? It's like a real cool place. So I get how people could say that, you know what I mean? I have no problem with it, but like the Huxtables, like no. It's not even close. But yeah, because we came from something else. That's what I'm saying. Like my dad, when he kicked him out of the house, my dad put an axe to my grandma's Cadillac in the hood of it. Like my dad's a wild cowboy. You know what I mean? Like I try to think about like, and I think like it was maybe probably just Chester culture, like because that's how I was raised. Like I was raised that if you get in a fight, you better win, or you come home and you get 2 more fights from your mom and your dad. They both told me this. Like, I don't care if you get in a fight. Like, if you get in a fight, you get in a fight. You better win. And there's many times if you were my friend as a little kid, if you really knew me, you would know if I get in a fight. If my mom ever heard, she would come and she would root me on. Like, she would tell me that at the fight, you better not lose. You know what I mean? So we're like a different kind of people, period.